You're not waking up at 3 a.m. because your sleep is broken. You're waking up because your brain has learned that this is the time to be awake. And every time you check the clock, try to force sleep and start thinking, you're reinforcing that pattern. So if you feel stuck in this cycle, this matters because what you have been doing to fix it might be exactly the reason it keeps happening. And the solution is not more effort, it's changing what your brain expects to happen in that moment. And here's something most people never hear. Your brain is not reacting to your night, it is predicting it. Listen to that again. Your brain is not reacting to your night, it's predicting it based on patterns you have repeated over and over again. Which means your sleep problem is actually a learned loop. And learned loops can be changed, but not instantly, because your brain learns through repetition and not just intention. So today I'm going to show you 5 things to stop doing, very important, 5 things to do instead, and 5 things to change during the day based on modern neuroscience, so your brain stops waking up in the first place, because we want to avoid that, right? Welcome, I'm Heike Fallon. I'm the founder of Expand Health and the creator of the NeuroHP method. I combine neuroscience, sports therapy, and personal performance coaching to help leaders, athletes, active people like you optimizing their health and personal performance for longevity. Over 30 years, I've studied the brain and body and their connection, and I've learned a lot. Also learned a lot what not to do. Before we go in today, make sure you grab my free PDF in the description and check it out. So now let's go deeper, because if you understand what's happening in your brain, you stop fighting it. And when you stop fighting it, you start changing it. At night, your brain shifts from performance to maintenance. During the day, your brain is outward focused, right? It's all about movement, decisions, input, output. At night, it turns inward. It repairs, it regulates, it kind of cleans up. And one of the most important systems activated during sleep is your lymphatic system. That's kind of like your lymphatic system for your brain. So think of it as a brain's cleaning system. Throughout the day, your brain accumulates waste, proteins, metabolic byproducts, neurotoxins, and these need to be cleared. But here's the key. This system only works efficiently during deep sleep. When your brain shifts into slow wave activity delta brain waves, the space between brain cells actually expands. Fluid moves and clears waste. Now think about this. If you wake up and your brain shifts back into alert mode, that cleaning process is interrupted, which means your brain is not done, and this creates more internal noise, more instability, more likelihood to staying awake. So now layer this with hormones. Your sleep is tightly regulated by melatonin and cortisol. Melatonin signals sleep and it rises when light decreases, so that's why we get sleepy in the evening. And cortisol signals alertness. It should be low at night and rise in the morning. But here's what happens in many people. Cortisol spikes early around 2 to 4 a.m. Why? Because your brain detects something like a drop in blood sugar, a slight increase in heart rate, a temperature change, or even internal thoughts. And your brain doesn't wait, it prepares. Cortisol rises, you wake up, and once cortisol rises, you have shifted out of your deep sleep. Now, you are in a different state. High brainwave activity, more alertness, more awareness. And what you do next determines everything, because most people make it worse without realizing it. So let's go into what not to do. These are the patterns that reinforce waking up. Number 1, I've done it. Don't check the time. The moment you look at the clock, you activate your prefrontal cortex. Planning, evaluation, calculation, it gets all alert. You don't want to do that. So you move into better brain waves, and Once you're there, your brain is no longer in a sleep supportive state. I've done that. I have to break that cycle. It's not easy. Number 2, you don't try to force sleep. Effort activates the salience network. That's your brain's system to decide what matters. If something feels important, your brain stays engaged. Sleep requires exactly the opposite. Letting go is what's really important. I know, it's easier said than done. We'll get to it later. So stick with me. Number 3, don't engage with your thoughts. At night, your default mode network becomes more active. This network generates internal thoughts. If you engage it, you amplify everything. Now, your brain thinks this matters and it stays awake. Number 4, don't stay completely still if your body feels tense, because stillness without awareness reduces your sensory clarity. Your brain gets low quality input, and when input is unclear, your brain increases alertness. Number 5, don't use your phone. I know we all want it, but that light suppresses melatonin, information increases cortisol, and you're stimulating both systems. That keeps you awake. Now, pause here, because that is important. If you only change these 5 things, you will already start to shift your sleep. Not instantly, but progressively, because you stop reinforcing that loop. I know it's easier said than done. I know, I've been there. Now, let's move on to what actually works, and this is where you retrain your brain. Now, keep in mind, retraining your brain does take time, so it's not a one-time doing it and it will work. You're going to have to learn and practice this. These are skills. Number 1, remove meaning. When you wake up, don't label it, don't react to it, just notice it. This reduces cognitive load and cortisol activation, which is very important. So just try to kind of go, okay, I woke up, but don't judge yourself. Don't be mad at it. Number 2, lower your heart rate through rhythm. Your brain uses heart rate as a safety signal. For most people, it needs to drop to below 60 for deep recovery. So instead of forcing breathing, create just a rhythm of inhale naturally and then exhale. So don't do any specific breathing. So just kind of do a regular breathing in just a soft way. This stimulates the parasympathetic activation through the vagus nerve. Your heart rate drops and your brain follows. So again, it's really more about a calm breathing, maybe slightly longer exhalation, but it's really about not too much thinking. It's just kind of being there, right? And just letting this breathing come naturally and calm. Number 3 that you can try, improve sensory clarity. Add like small, precise movement, like ankle circles, just a couple knee bends. This increases proprioceptive input, and when input is clear, your brain reduces protective output. And that's important. So nothing big, just while you're laying there, a little bit of movement. Number 4, engage your interoceptive system. Hands on your body, notice the breathing. So when you're already doing a regular breathing, just notice your breathing, notice your heart rate. This activates your insular cortex and shifts your brain away from thinking. So that's important, right? You want to kind of focus externally instead of internally. So you want to kind of feel your hands moving, for example, and just kind of feeling the breath rather than, shifting to what your thoughts are. And the 5th one, reorient your system. Open your eyes just slightly, find one stable point and close it again. I sometimes like to kind of look a little bit up. That can also help. This engages your visual system and reduces uncertainty. And that's important, right? Now I said I'm sharing 5, but I'm going to give you 2 more bonus ones just because I can't help it, because you got to try out which ones work for you, right? So another one that works really good, bonus 1, is laying on your right side. So you're breathing more through your left nostril, because we know from science that breathing through the left nostril actually activates more the parasympathetic system. So you might want to try lying on your right side, so you're breathing through your left nostril. Bonus number 2, that's one that I do when my thoughts are going crazy and I have a really hard time. I use binaural beats. That's by using headphones. Yes, you do need to kind of use technology for that, but there's plenty of apps with binaural beats and specific ones for falling asleep again. So you get the different, you can choose the different brain waves with that. And so just having that sound calms my system down very quick. So that's my second bonus in here, because I know some people might try this and already find that very challenging. So you're gonna have to explore more. But now let's go even deeper, because this is where most people miss the point. If you only focus on the night, you're missing the point. The bigger system is really sleep is built during the day. So let's go into prevention. Number 1, stabilize your blood sugar. If blood sugar drops, your brain triggers a cortisol spike and to wake you up. So balanced meals, especially in the evening, help prevent this. Number 2, get morning light. As I said earlier and in other videos before, this sets your circadian rhythm through the brain's master clock. It controls melatonin timing, cortisol rhythm, and sleep depths, and that is super important. Number 3, train your nervous system. Movement, especially varied input like visual, vestibular, so your inner ear, proprioceptive training reduces uncertainty. So your brain doesn't need to check at night. Number 4, close all the mental loops. Unfinished thoughts, stay active. Your brain will always try to solve the problems at night. I've solved a lot of problems at night. Your brain tries to complete them at night. So writing them down reduces the need. Write them down before you go to bed, or write them down even throughout the day. Number 5, create a downshift. Sleep is not a switch, it's a transition. You need to move from a high frequency activity to a low frequency state gradually. So that really means you need to also set up a good evening routine that works for you. But that's another video. Now I want to give you a real life example. Myself. Due to my health history, my sleep got derailed. I always woke up 1:30. Like, you could set the time, and yes, I did the mistake looking at the time. I woke up 1:30 every night, not just for a month, but for years. It was so derailed. And I've tried a lot of different things. A lot of things helped a little bit here, a little bit there. But really, what changed that altogether was really looking at the bigger picture. Obviously, I had a good evening routine already, and all the things as far as dark room and temperature and all that, all of the above, you do need to set up as well. But really what changed it was I really tracked my sleep and figured out a correlation between my dinner time and what kind of food I ate had an impact on how I woke up at night. Now, that may or may not be the case for you. This is just one example. Unfortunately, the whole system is so complex, and for me, food was one component. The other component for me was my sleep got a whole lot better when I stuck to a regular schedule. Regular bedtime, regular wake-up time. That's really what I needed to do for a good 6 months in order to retrain my brain. After that, I was able to kind of change it up again. But if you're really struggling, you need to change this with 100% focused. That means you have to, for 6 months, really prioritize sleep and really make that your number one goal and adjust a lot of stuff around it. Now, once you shift and your brain has learned not to wake up at that time, that's when you kind of can loosen it up a little bit and make it again more flexible and change things. So now it's not a big deal if I, eat a little later, or certain foods don't, impact me as much anymore. But the key is you need to put 100% into working on your sleep in order to make the change. So now understand that this is the shift. You don't fix just the sleep. You train the brain that controls it. And when the brain senses certainty, it allows performance and better sleep. So that happens all throughout the day as well. So your morning light matters, how your stress level and whatever happens throughout the day matters, your food matters, your evening routine matters in order to sleep better. So you can't just fix the 3 a.m. waking up just at night. You have to address the whole system and your whole 24-hour cycle. I hope you liked and enjoyed this video. If you feel like someone else could benefit from it, please feel free to share it with them. Subscribe to my channel. I'm always sharing new brain-based exercises and topics every week. I'm Heike Fallon. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.